All right, how you guys doing? This is Ed Nichols here. I am in Hall N1 of the Semicon show in China. The purpose of the video primarily is to introduce the world to why China is rising and why it's so successful. And it has to do with production. If you are manufacturing, then you are making money, then you are generating income and GDP for your country. If you are not, then you're not. And this is why China is rising as the fastest economy, is because of their production capabilities. And you will see here a lot of what's going on. So let's see if I can flip this camera around. Forgive me, this is a new camera. I'm working on the fly, and it's not that I'm not that great at using it just yet. Here we go, we're gonna go for a flip. Okay, that's not it. All right, here we are at the beginning of the show. There's a lot of people here. Forgive any poor filming quality. This is my first time using this. So we've got Canon, King Lai Group. So what I'm going to do is walk around here and kind of show you guys the lay of the land, what can be expected around here. To get some panning done. Let's just get into it. There's at least 5 halls. Each of these halls is the size of at least a football field and a half. And I'll be going down each and every one of these halls to show you guys what you can expect. So let's start down the first one here. It's going to be around here. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to check out some of the different companies here. There's a lot of people here today. Today's the first day, by the way. So I'll be back here again tomorrow and the next day, and there'll be less and less people. Again, this is primarily just to give everybody a quick walkthrough. Not so great with this. You really have to pay attention. Man. These are items. I'm not sure what this thing is focusing on, but you know what, I'm gonna lock it because pretty interesting. 不可以拍，你应该挂个牌子，知道吗？应该挂个牌。He's telling me I can't film, and I'm telling him, look, you need to have a sign out here that says you can't film. Of course you can. He just thinks I'm doing something. So you can see everybody's. So, obviously, I don't know much about semiconductors, but every aspect of the semiconductor industry will be represented here, from fab to fabless. Let's see, clean room uniforms to, honestly, I'm not quite sure what this machine is doing. This little robotic arm, but it looks like it probably takes and moves wafers, but I honestly don't know.
Various Kinway was founded in 1956 in Kanazawa City, Ishikawa Prefecture. The company was originally named Kinway.
Okay, this is a Japanese company. I hope the stuff's coming out. It's very interesting to see. Very cool stuff. All the little different pieces and parts. I can't be sure that every single company here is Chinese, but for the most part they will be. And as I find out they're not, I'll let you know, but you can see that they manufacture all these sort of little pieces. Okay, all these little valves, shut-offs, pressure gauges. Different kinds of not even quite sure. Okay, so this is a material, SiC coated graphite and quartz. So this is chunk XY carb technology. I have no clue what any of this is. Epitaxial deposition. Huh. So that's what this is. I wish I was a little better with the camera, folks. I'm really sorry about this. With time. So, qualified supplier of different gauges. Oh boy. Pure, here we go. I'm not sure what that is, but okay, Atlas Copco. I had no idea that I know them for heavy industry equipment, mostly generators. I have no clue what this is about. Looks like it is a generator. Oil-free air. That looks very cool. I can't see that. You have to look really carefully. You can see these little chips in there. It's hard to see, but they're there. Very cool. Let me get a card from this company. So here we go. This company makes high-performance vacuum valves. Called VAT. So for any customers out there that are interested in vacuum valves, you probably already know about them, and if you don't, you do now. Symmetrical control valves, transfer atmospheric door, LVAT, angle control valves. Here's a company called Screen, advanced wafer cleaning system. So there you go, advanced wafer cleaning system. Okay, so we are now entering at N1, Hall N1. We were just, I'm sorry, we're in Hall N2. We were just in N1. This is Compound Semiconductor Pavilion. Compound Semiconductor Pavilion for Semicon, China. Semicon, China. So you're going to have a mix of Western and Chinese companies here. A majority will be Chinese. Some are very clearly Western companies, and some are very clearly Chinese companies, and some you can't tell because of their branding. But let's take a look over here. Everybody should. I will be back on a less crowded day. Today is the opening day, so there's a lot of interest, as you can imagine. This is filtration equipment. So you can see some of what they're making here. Micro fabrication equipment manufacturer. So that will mean something significant for some of you folks. You can see there's a lot of people standing here. I'm just going to walk up Primo Twin Tower. Okay, so this is the Suzhou Xinjing Semiconductor Company, and they make 300 nanometer semiconductor wafers for nodes below 28 nanometers. So that's going to mean something for some of you guys. And I guess this is the actual wafer right there. Very cool. Okay. So you can see how thinly sliced that is coming from this block, and you can see by the size of my hand just how big it is. Okay. And I believe this whole piece here is the same as that smaller piece over there, just cut up. Okay. So they were a wafer manufacturer. And we'll just take a look. And I will be back again tomorrow. And I will be here longer today. I'm just going to do a quick walkthrough. Okay, so hopefully the mic is connected, and you can see they're fully automatic wafer mounter and detaping system, wafer coating and cleaning, wafer sorter, barcode printer, COT bubbler, automatic cleaning, automatic wafer. So you've got basically 7 pieces of equipment there that is needed for the step 1 of the process, all independently developed and produced. So all these pieces of equipment are independently developed and produced by this company, including the detaping, the 5 HP water ring pump for jigsaw, so that's obviously horsepower, water thickness measurement, everything that you can see here. So you can imagine one company or multiple companies having to manufacture each and every one of these pieces. This is part of the production process needed for all these different pieces for semiconductors, and everything would be made for the most part by a Chinese company. I don't know how clear that's going to be. It's really small, but okay. So here we are. We're at the German pavilion. So a lot of these shows will have pavilions by country of origin and manufacturing. They'll be grouped together, not always, but if they're smaller companies, they tend to do that. The larger companies will have a standalone booth someplace. So all the way down here, this is all German related. Maybe tomorrow or later I'll come back and do a walkthrough of this. Here's engineering. Okay, so we are now in hall number 3. This is hall number 3. I'm at the end of hall number 3, and I'm walking to the top. So water-based stencil cleaner. Interesting stuff. See what these guys here, you can take a look and see, you can see their wafer. And I guess that's the programming of how it's supposed to be laid out. Doesn't want me filming, but too late. Okay. She said this is some sort of cutting machine. And they're talking about how you compare the equipment together, but it's kind of loud. It sounds like it's a Japanese company. Nara, looks like there's a lot of Japanese companies here, of course. So let's see if we can't. Okay, here's a USA company, Alltech Company USA. Now, I don't know if that's simply a Chinese group that incorporated a company in America, or if it's an original, I don't know if that's the right term, or if it's a company with a long U.S. history. Hard to know. Okay, so you can see there's see in there, but concurrently to Semicon is the laser photonic show, so I'll be going to that tomorrow, and also on Friday. So today is, by the way, March 17th. Shout out to my baby boy, happy birthday. It's not a baby anymore, but he's always your baby, right? Your children are always your baby. So torque motor, pretty dangerous. You might have your finger there, but okay, at least we've got something's moving for you guys, which is great. Some sort of little action going on. Very interesting. Very interesting. Huh? You can see it placing things, picking up the wafers, exchanging them. So very precise. Okay, very cool. Front-end module. Okay, we're going to walk to N4. We've still got 2 more halls to go. All right, so these are your keynote speakers that were here this morning and today. And this is just to give you an idea. You can look these companies up yourself if you like. Different businesses. I could probably take a picture of this. And here you can see the layout of Semicon. So the first pavilion is the IC manufacturing, ICMTIA pavilion, Semiconductor pavilion, micro LED pavilion. So we're going into the IC manufacturing pavilion. I'm not sure what N4 is. Okay, so we are in pavilion 4, the Sujing Jituan, Sujing Group. And well, let's look and see what's going on in here. LPCVD over there. I think what I'll do is I'll walk down the middle and things that I think look interesting, not that I have any idea what is and what isn't, then I will share with you guys. So magnetic fluid, magnetic oxidation. Okay. Here's another wafer, so obviously they're doing things with the wafers again. You can see the different sizes, semiconductor slurry over here, and the consumable materials along with the valve shut off. Okay. And let's go over here. Glass is not terribly clean, but this is flipping around. All right, so I got this camera turned back around, and these are, look at that board, very interesting. Very cool, very cool. Okay.哎，你好。不让拍照，你尽量不让拍照啊。好的，好的，谢谢，谢谢。好了，好了，我知道了，谢谢啊。Again, no filming. What are you gonna do? They got a whole, pretty stupid, but it is what it is. It's not like anything was super sensitive there, but they have a right to be sensitive about their equipment if they'd like. So obviously these are models of various equipment that they manufacture. of the entire line, basically. All right, so this is Guanghua Microelectronics. So these are involved in a lot of different, you can see they're on a really, really small scale. I don't know if it's nano, but it's certainly very small. Let's look at their company, at their campus. Wafer test prober. Very cool. Okay, okay. Six-inch FC wafer, 6-inch polished wafer, so non-polished and polished. 4-inch wafer, 3-inch, and 2.5-inch. Okay, so here we are at Union AMT. This is a laser marking system, and you can see it is working on the wafers. Very cool. Okay, so you can see where we are in the pavilion, Hongjin Sinochem. Okay, so we are now in Hall 5. IC Manufacturing Pavilion is what it says up there. I don't know if you guys can see that. The mark of linear motion. This guy's walking in front of me. There's the Henkel booth. This is THK. This is National Silicon Industry Group from Shanghai. I didn't mention we are in Shanghai, by the way. CSSC is also known for, they make everything, obviously. I didn't know they had anything to do with semiconductors. Oh, they also make ships. There you go. So obviously there are a lot of divisions. It's a huge state-owned company. I have no clue what they're manufacturing. Special gases over here, okay. Okay, you can see this is okay, so gases, that's what they're producing. Okometic, part of the Shanghai brand. Doing my best to hold the camera steady. I will be using the extension rod tomorrow. Got to figure out how to use it a little better, and probably on a day when there are fewer people, so maybe the last day. Okay, so I'm filming this to help inform those of you about China, a little bit more about, well, to offer a little better understanding of why China is rising. Why China is rising is because they manufacture everything under the sun. And some things they do really well and other things they don't, but they're definitely significant improvements. From the last 30 years that I've been here, they wouldn't have been involved really with any of this. And now they are world leaders. And let's see what we can see here. You can see it is small. I don't need to zoom in on this stuff, but easier to look at these screens. I'll come back and get better shots another day. But anyways, so again, my purpose here is to draw attention to why China is rising. There's a lot of misconception and misunderstanding about China, its intentions, its abilities, capabilities, and you cannot understand a country's capabilities or abilities without understanding their manufacturing capabilities. Manufacturing is the key to the growth of your country. If you're not manufacturing, you are stagnating, you're not innovating, and you're not growing your GDP. Printing money or quantitative easing is not how you increase your country's GDP. You must be a manufacturing powerhouse. Even if you're a small country, you need to manufacture. And China is the best example of that. And that's what I'm here to illustrate, is all the variety of different products, which you really can't conceptualize until you come to these shows, which is what I've done over the last 30 years, in order for you to be able to understand what they're capable of doing, where they were 30 years ago, where they are today. I can tell you it's night and day. There's a lot of talking heads in the news that probably have no business talking about China. Some have been here, some haven't, some have lived here, some haven't. But I can tell you what, as somebody who's lived here for 30 years, I have the ability to share with you stories about the growth of China, unlike 99% of the people that talk about China. So that's a 12-inch gold bump. That's a 12-inch pillar bump. For those of you out there who understand what that means. So again, this is leading provider of integrated circuit manufacturing and technical services. Let's give them a shout out, JCET Group. Okay, JCET Group. So there's Air Liquide, excuse me, a French company. So as I was saying, to understand where China came from, oh, there's E7. Okay, let's go to E7. Where China has come from in the past 30 years is astonishing. And it's all due to the fact that they place importance on becoming the manufacturing hub of the world, which they clearly are. But that doesn't mean that other countries can't become manufacturing powerhouses are. And I know many countries know that, but many countries don't. Those of you that don't know, we are in Pudong, Shanghai. We are at SNIEC, which is the German Expo Center. And there are 17 halls here in total. Each hall is larger than a football field. That means there's about 3 million square feet at this convention center. So it's larger than Las Vegas by at least 1 million square feet. You have 200,000 that is under roof, and you have about another 100,000 that is open air. So here we are, just to look at the convention area. So again, there's 17 halls, and we're going to visit all of them. So this is a big show. You've got the laser photonic show. These 5 halls, N1 through N5, are all semiconductor. E1 through 7 is, I believe, well, it's got to do with electronics. I'm sorry, I forgot. Productronica is what it's called, Productronica. And so we're going to Productronica now. Let's check it out. Okay, pyro-coated susceptor, Cryos top plate, wafer carrier, TAC coated susceptor, solid, SiC dummy wafer. So Okay, Air Products. So it's like Air Liquide. I keep mispronouncing it. We're just going to do a quick walk around. Intelligent equipment technology. I have no idea what that is. Some sort of x-ray. I always like looking at x-rays. Gonna have to get that scrolling zoom bar. I can see that now. So we're in the last hall we're in hall 7. So the way shows normally work, hall 1 will have your larger companies, hall 1 and 2 and so forth, but not necessarily. Could also be divided by product manufacturing category, Helmut Fisher,